Now, IT mates in Indiana companies pulling the plug on their business in Russia due to the war in Ukraine. It's a stance many are taking in the name of human rights. IT mates Jasmine Miner on this tough decision some businesses have in choosing between ethics and profit. Jasmine.
Well, the business ethics professor I spoke to today explained there are different kinds of powers in place when it comes to the war in Ukraine. You have what's called sharp power, which is what he says Vladimir Putin is using by way of force through the military. But then you have sticky power, which is the economics of everything. And he says it's not always easy for a company to draw that line between politics and sales.
I do not envy anybody who's in a position of a corporation or government in order to figure out exactly what to do because this is largely unprecedented.
It can be a tough decision for businesses to look at what they could lose in terms of profit and what they could gain in reputation.
Depending on the product that you're doing, it makes a big difference of the values that are behind the product.
While Rolls-Royce says they've stopped all business with Russia, less than 1.5% of their business is associated there. So for them, it doesn't have as much of a drastic impact. For other places like Eli Lilly,
if some of their production facilities, if some of the minerals or the things, the ingredients they need in order to make drugs that save lives, there's a strong reason to say we should be saving lives.
They showcase their support this week for Ukraine by lighting up their building with yellow and blue. They too have a small percentage in sales in Ukraine and Russia, combining for less than 1%. But they say they still provide access to medicines in the region.
I mean, Putin clearly is using sharp power, and the rest of the world is using sticky power to try to basically strangle the Russian economy.
Tim Ford is a business ethics professor at IU. He says fighting that sharp power for businesses is trickier than it has been before.
It wasn't corporate scandals that made a difference of why students in business schools wanted to have more ethics courses. It was these things.
He says it's the social market now and the power consumers have to have their voices heard.
I was shopping at Target and I saw Russian vodka. And I almost walked up to the front of the store and said, I'd really prefer that you not sell this anymore.
We also reached out to other major companies based here in Indiana, like Cummins, Salesforce, and Anthem, to see what their stance is on any business ties they possibly have with Russia, and I did not hear back yet. I'm Jasmine Miner for WISH TV, WishTV.com, and follow us on Facebook.